everyone.
Morning.
How we doing? Waking up? Okay, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about benefits of having more visitors in the room. We've got lots of new fresh faces in the room, which is fantastic. And a little bit of interaction. Let's start with interaction. Someone suggested to me why it's really good to have fresh faces in the room every single week, new visitors.
Yeah, it's more business.
More business? Yeah, absolutely. So, anyone else?
Well, it gives you a bigger range of professions that you can refer to and use yourself.
So easier to find a referral? Yeah, absolutely.
Makes the existing members refresh their 60 seconds, so it sounds fresh.
Absolutely. It raises the bar in 60 seconds a bit because you think, wow, I've really got to impress these people.
Weekly presentation.
Very good, Jason. Weekly presentation. It makes you raise the bar on your weekly presentation a bit. That's absolutely right, because you need to impress those visitors, because visitors are the second largest referral givers in BNI. So if we've just got one opportunity to impress those visitors, we've really got to make that a really great presentation. Okay. So a bit more buzz in the room, better 60 seconds, more business, easy to refer if they choose to apply, and then accepted into the group. Yep. Any other reasons?
All these same old faces.
We love you, Brian. It does freshen things up, I suppose, doesn't it? Let's just put it gently. What else?
Grow the chapter.
Grow the chapter, absolutely. That's kind of a byproduct, and by growing the chapter we'll get more business, but yeah, absolutely. But what else? Think about when you actually first start to invite someone, the first step you take to invite them, what might happen at that point? I'll give you an example, I'll tell you a story. I'm a member of Dover, so I invite people from around the Dover area to Dover BNI. And we haven't got an estate agent, and I like work, an estate agent is a fantastic person to have in the room. So I went down to Deal and I started walking around and I took my part in my hands and I walked into an estate agent. And I went straight in and I took one of these in and I wrote it out with the address of our venue, and I said, I'd like to invite you to our next meeting, our next meeting, and there's lots of local business owners there, we'd love to help you find some more people who've got houses to put on the market, would you like to come along? As it turned out, BNI wasn't for him, but he did see my business card, and he said, oh, your utility warehouse, I'll have your card and I'll be in touch with you, and I have got business from the gentleman as a result of making that approach. That did take a little bit of bottle to do that, but in the end, I got business from it, even though the guy never came along to BNI. So that's another little hidden benefit that's easy to forget. Another good story, Peter O'Donnell, he's the chapter director down at Dover. He participated, as we all did, in a 40 less than miss a day campaign. Now that takes a lot of effort. It is not that popular because of all the effort. It does take 6 or 7 hours worth of effort to build your list of 40 people, to write your letters out, to handwrite your envelopes, to put personal, to do it all in blue, to get all of the details right. It does take some effort. The first phone call he made to follow up his 40 letters, the very first one, said, do you know what, I've heard of BNI, it's not for me, but you're an accountant. I saw your letterhead on the letter. He's now got a repeat client as a result of sending out that letter. So it's actually there's a lot of hidden benefits in inviting that even before people get in the room, we can get more business. So that's another little hidden benefit I wanted to share with you. So that's part of the why. Why do we not invite? Let's go to the other side. Why would we not pick the phone? That's one really big reason why.
Fear of cold calling.
Fear of cold calling. Has anyone seen the film Back to the Future?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the bit about... No, but it's a bit random, but it is relevant. Martin McFly, what is the one word that when you say it to him, he will just go nuts? Chicken. Absolutely. That's his trigger. Now, our trigger, when we invite someone to BNI, is they're going to say no and they're going to spit back in your face. And that you're thinking that before you pick the phone up, so you don't pick the phone up. So that's an excuse not to do it. So what's the way to overcome that?
See Tim.
Go and see Tim.
There's 29 referrals for you, Tim.
Yeah.
You could go and see Tim, or you could do something else. Does anyone say that? The best thing about Christmas, I remember you weren't over the moon when I mentioned that Christmas was the best networking opportunity outside of BNI. I stand by that claim, by the way. But the other best thing about Christmas, apart from all the fantastic people you get to see, is the world's strongest man's on TV again, isn't it? I always look forward to that, it's fantastic. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. The best bit about World's Strongest Man is the guy who put in the juggernaut down the runway, isn't he? He pulls the juggernaut down the runway. Now, if you look at him, when he starts to pull the thing, to begin with, there's a strain on his face and the thing's hardly moving and he's really giving it everything he's got, and it just takes all his effort to get the thing moving. But once it's up and running, my 4-year-old could put it along. It's momentum. He's got momentum. So the way to get over fear of rejection is to make a couple of calls. That's the way to get over it. Just have to take your part in your hand and just jump and make that effort. Okay. So how can we do it? Let's talk about the why. How can we do it? How can we invite people?
Via the internet.
How would you do it on the internet?
I've got a link on my website that comes straight to the City Hall BNI page that I've actually.
Okay, so that's kind of a passive way of advising, yeah?
Yes, so people can see it from there.
You've got the priority invite system, but you still need to follow up with a phone call.
Yeah, you've got the email system, but it's all in the phone call,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you can send out an automated email of some sort, and absolutely that can generate results, but it will generate 10 times more results if you follow up with a phone call, and you're more likely to get business for yourself if you follow up with a phone call as well. So it'll benefit you more by picking the phone up. Okay? So when we pick the phone up, what do we say? That's a really good start. Otherwise you sound like a bit of a stalker. Yeah.
I sent you an email, did you get it?
You can say I sent you an email, did you get it? Yeah, I'm just following up to see if you received my email, yeah?
Yeah.
Or if you haven't sent an email, what might you say?
Did you receive my postcard?
Postcard. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just following up on a postcard. By the way, when you send these out, we've got a little supply there. I'll try and top these up before I go. Really nice little tip is to put it in an envelope, because people never send postcards in envelopes. So it's going to get their intrigue. It's going to just catch their eye a little bit more, and put it in a handwritten envelope, written in Blivy with person in the top left-hand corner, because that's just going to catch their eye that little bit more. And the more you catch their eye, the more drops you put in their yes bucket at that early stage, the easier it is to get them at a later stage. You'll find yourself credit in advance there. Okay. So you can send them a postcard, you can follow up with a phone call. Hello, just checking you received your postcard. Would you like to come along and meet our group of local business owners? Don't say it's BNI, because they probably won't know it's BNI, but if they have heard of BNI, they're probably going to say to you, is it BNI? What's the best answer to that?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes, it's BNI. What else might they say? What might they say when you ask them to receive the
I
postcard?
don't want to join that.
Don't want to join? They haven't yet had the opportunity to join.
No.
They might not know they can join, but if they do know about BNI and they're not going to join, then that's fine. Move on to the next one, absolutely. How much is it? How much is it? How much is it?
Just tell them it's a tenner for your breakfast.
It's £10 for your breakfast. People may apply to become part of BNI, but then they have to be accepted into BNI, and at that point, then there is an annual fee, and that is all dealt with by the, and this is a really nice phrase to use, the dedicated visitor hosts that are there to help you on the day. The dedicated visitor hosts are there to help you on the day. They will explain everything, including all the finances. Okay. What else might they say?
Too early. It's too early.
It's too early, absolutely, yeah, you get that all the time, yeah, it's too early, well, no problem at all, but if you'd like to come along another week when you've maybe got a bit more time, when would be a good time to follow you up to get permission to call them back? Yeah, absolutely, you get that. It's not for everyone, sometimes people have childcare issues, I respect that, that's fair enough. Yeah, what else? Got too much business? I've had that quite a lot recently, got too much business.
That's the people.
So we get one or two objections, but the point is, when you've made 10 or 12 phone calls, you will start to develop a ratio. How many phone calls you've got to make before you know how many people you're going to get along. I'll tell you another quick story. When I was first a member, I'll be honest, I was an average member, I wasn't a great member. And I didn't get a single visitor for my first 9 months, not one. Mainly because I was terrified of being called a chicken. And one day we'd lost a couple of members, and I'll be honest, I just felt my shoulder was dropping a bit, and I thought, I'm just not going to have this. I'm not going to watch this shit go down. I'm going to pull this bar up a little bit. So I did. I picked up the phone. I've got up my MSP manual. Anyone been on MSP recently? They give you a manual, and it's got a script in it. And you don't have to use the script, and it is a bit Americanised, and those are all the excuses I used to not use it before. But I thought, you know what, just for once, I'm just going to follow the script. I'm going to get the yellow pages up, and just check a trade, I think. I'm going to just find a patron decorator. We needed a patron decorator, and I'm going to read this script. And if they all hang up on me, then that's fine. But I'm going to do that. I made 6 phone calls, and 5 of the 6 either weren't there, it wasn't for them, or I couldn't get hold of them for some reason. One of the 6, Jamie Klasky, his name was, he's a patron decorator. He came along, I didn't even follow him up, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't send him an email, I didn't follow him up, I just spoke to him once. He came along the next week, he liked what he saw, he applied, he got £3 grand worth of business in his first 2 months. That happened because I picked the phone up. So it does change people's lives, it does change people's businesses. It is worth taking the rejections and taking the no's to get to the yeses, because it's helping those people, and by doing that you're helping your fellow chapter members as well. Any questions on inviting? It's usually no.
What's the most successful way of inviting that you find?
Most successful way, pick up the phone.
Just pick up the
Pick
phone.
up the phone and
not
start
Not
receive
face to
it.
face.
Not for me personally. That's me personally. I think the most successful way, I'm a bit different, unfortunately, as you might have noticed, but I don't come from Kent, so I don't know a soul in Kent outside of BNI, or at least I didn't 5 years ago when I first started inviting. So for me to invite people from my own contacts list was impossible. I had to do it cold. But the most successful way is if you've got a contacts list, pick up your mobile phone, look through them. Who do they know who is a patron decorator? Who do they know who is a builder, or whatever categories we're looking for? And just about out of time, but very, very briefly, could I go through categories we haven't got in our chat? Anyone else suggest some categories we're looking for, we're looking to fill in the group?
I've got 5.
Yeah.
That's a good start. Gary, what are the 5? Just repeat them, mate.
Personal trainer or gym,
Personal trainer, okay.
general builder,
General builder.
paper decorator, IT, and estate agent.
Okay, superb one. We had, this is another good one, we had a visitor down at Hythe, and they say you should always keep an open mind to people having the opportunity to come along and visit a BNI. We had a stamp collector come to Hythe, and I'll be honest, I met him and I think he's a lovely guy. Not hoping hell he's going to apply. He's signed for 2 years. He's signed for 2 years because he's got loads and loads of stamps that he needs to offload, and he needs a real warm audience in order to buy stamps. Now, who do we know who uses loads of stamps regularly? BNI members do visitor campaigns, people doing postal mail shops. It's absolutely fantastic for him. So that's the other thing, keep an open mind about people to invite along. I've printed out a profession not in chapter list. Painter, decorator, builder, flooring, we've got solicitor, windows and doors, car repairs, estate agent, health and wellness, is a bit generic really. IT support, car services, lettings agent, IT, social media, security systems, sign company, carpenter. There's a lot of opportunities of people we can invite along. That's my thought for today. Hope that bit of some help. Any other questions? Good, thank you very much.
Excellent.